and down like that. You know, you have the Bulamas and the rest of. So if none of these people can identify you, even if there is no form of identification for you, it probably while you were running away, you lost all your forms of identification. Bearing in mind that we have very porous borders across Maiduguri, Borno State, you know, has one of the largest unmanned borders in Nigeria. So all manner of people troop into the country and also posture and claim to be IDPs, you know, and that's security risk for the country. So that biometric registration, you know, it's a fantastic initiative to help us identify real IDPs. It also helps, it will in the future, and in the present and of course in the future, help every player in the humanitarian sector to be able to track who needs what, when, and where. There is a 5W that we use to, you know, measure where needs are and where needs have been met and where there are gaps. So all of that put together, you know, has given us a more robust and efficient, you know, assistance structure and ensuring that we get the job done appropriately.
Okay, let me come back to Mr. Ahmed in the studio here. Arising from what he just said, if you get people coming in from across the border and posing as IDPs, how do you confirm that the person you are dealing with is actually a Nigerian?
Actually, we are working in a coordination. In our coordination, the immigration is part of the coordinating team, the military, and the SEMA staff. First, once the military, in all our borders, is now being controlled by the military, they will identify it. They will inform the state emergency management that social IDPs are there. After their proper and some security inspection, then we will now inform the Nigerian Immigration Services alongside with SEMA staffs. Then with the local government that they claim they are from, the chairman and some leaders of the local government, then the team of the emergency management will go there and start the screening process. And the screening process takes like 2-3 days. So they will be there to you know, one of the methodology they are using is that they will first ask some questions. Then if you can be able to answer certain questions, then they will now start the security.
What's the guarantee that this methodology or system will not be sabotaged? What's the guarantee that we not have some members of Boko Haram creeping in?
That's why I say the first security screening. The first security screening will be done by the military. Before even informing the state emergency management, then we will now call the NEMA, SEMA, the Nigerian Immigration Services, all the actors involved in checking this. Then we will give them the second chance to come into a temporary camp that will camp them for like 2 weeks.
I was smiling when you mentioned the local government chairman, because how many people can the local government chairman know? And how many of them know the local local chairman?
You know, in Maiduguri, the local governments that was mostly affected by the Boko Haram that are sharing border with Cameroon and Chad, mostly are Gamborungala, Bama, which along the Banki axis. These are the most people that you will intercept in Borno State that they are coming from either Cameroon or Niger or Chad. So, and the local arrangement that Mr. Emmanuel mentioned, the Bulamas, per unit, I think we have 2 to 3 Bulamas. From Bulama we'll go to the next, that's the village head, the district head. All the parties are involved. In most cases, they must identify you where your village it is, and there is a head of this village that they will call into the system and ask some questions that will prove that yes, you are from Borno State. Okay. And for instance, the security check they will do first, if I ask an ordinary man, if I see you like a youth, I will ask you to pull your shirt. If you pull your shirt, I will see. If once you hold a gun, there are signs that we will see. Because it's heavy holding that such amount of machine. And then yes, there are a lot of marks that the military has trained our people that we will check in one way or the other, the big cars. So all the security process subjected to something. So definitely I think for this we don't have much problem. in identifying either they are truly Nigerians and IDP or not.
Okay, Emmanuel, we have to wind down now, so I'd just like to hear your last word on this matter.
Okay, basically, first off, I think we're getting better. We're not where we were some months back. That's the honest truth. In terms of coordination, in terms of taking care of the IDPs. However, there are still a lot of lapses. There's still a lot of gaps. Howbeit, we believe is mainly because the federal government is yet to begin to spend the much needed funds meant to rehabilitate these our IDPs. We believe strongly that when the budget comes, the funds will be adequately utilized, given that we now have a structure that we can work with. And I also want to use the medium to request or advocate that the presidential initiative and NEMA and of course the National Assembly should be able to come together and also have a more concerted strategic approach, because I believe we still have gaps in that area, because I know that NEMA is interested in doing a holistic work right now. However, there are impediments, and of course there are political interests. I want to be able to see that taken care of immediately. We don't want a situation where tomorrow it becomes a major challenge in, a major, clog in the wheel of the progress, because the truth is we need this rehabilitation, we need this reconstruction, and we need this resettlement to happen as at yesterday. Right. We don't want any hiccups. We need to own this humanitarian space. Nigerians must be involved. The NGOs should be given more responsibilities. Let NEMA and co, also NEMA, State Emergency Management Agencies, and the relevant sectoral leads do the monitoring and evaluation. With that, we will move faster. It will save a lot of cost, and I believe strongly that now we have people who listen and who are willing to learn from those who have the experience. Thank you.
I couldn't agree with you more, Emmanuel, because these people, they've been totally traumatized by their experience, being thrown out of their, some of them had to run for their lives. So they must be really traumatized and be waiting patiently, or should I say impatiently, to be resettled so that their life gets back to normal. Engineer Ahmed, your last word on this before we pack it in for this
Actually,
segment.
I'm on same track with Mr. Emmanuel. Still, we are advocating for more, because the state government alone cannot be able to do all. Proactively, the Borno State Government has even commenced reconstruction of some local governments and some public infrastructures such as schools, hospitals, and anticipating that before the end of the year, we will start relocating these people as a pilot scheme. Yes, with regards to the vulnerable group, the youth, we are trying to relocate them. But there are a lot of challenges that we need a support from the international government, the federal government, because one major issue I noticed when I visited this liberated local government is the influx number of children and women. And these women and children they were captive of Boko Haram for more than 12 months. So the services they require is supposed to be very special attention is required in terms of the psychosocial and the trauma and mental counseling that they require. These are people that stayed with Boko Haram, and some of the words that the Boko Haram used to tell them is that there was no government of Nigeria is existing, and this and that before the liberation. But now they are in a safer hand. The military have shown a great confidence in terms of taking care of the IDPs within the local government headquarters that was being liberated, and these people that they rescued, because 80% of these people depend on the military infrastructure for now, because none of the UN partners or the NGOs, that can be able to access this local government apart from the state emergency management and the local emergency management agency. So there are needs to be done in terms of particularly de-radicalization of these youths that stayed with the Boko Haram. They require much, because I have seen a lot, and we are calling on the international partners and the federal government to come to the score of the Borno State government, particularly in catering for these young and vulnerable children that was being violated by the military. In Dikwa alone, we have over 52,000 of them. Same in Ghana, same in Monguno, same in Kalabalge. So the data and the challenge is huge, is beyond what we have been expecting, particularly in terms of providing the mental and trauma counseling. This is what most important for now. Okay. So this is my call for the federal government to come to the aid of the Borno State government.
Okay, thank you very much.
Because we have been suffering in terms of food and other things.
Thank you very much, Engineer Satomi Ahmed, Executive Chairman, Borno State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, as well as Mr. Emmanuel Osemeke, who is country representative for Social Welfare Network Initiative. Thank you very much. He joined us from Abuja. Thank you very much. Sunrise will return in just a moment with yet another interesting conversation. Join us.